Greetings, folks. Now I can finally talk about this. Eluktronics is launching their Covert gamer solutions, and they're going to feature this Covert gamer, which is essentially a branding-free solution. I had been talking to the CEO about this for several months now. I even put a poll up on the community tab, and most people wanted that, just plain stealthed out solution. And so, this is what their CEO came up with, and I'm pretty pleased with what I see so far based on these pictures and information, but let's go over this together here. So all three of these laptops are just newer and better versions of the previous self, and as somebody who has reviewed the Mech 15 G1 and G2, as well as the first generation of the Max 15 and Max 17, which are still very, very new laptops, these are definitely looking to be just a little bit more powerful across nearly every single aspect. So check this out here, starting with the Mech 15 G3. I'm very excited about this. All three of these laptops will feature the Octa-core Intel chip, so the 10875H. Wow, that's a mouthful. And we're going to see how well this lives up to the expectations that we now have with the 4800H. So that's going to have some big shoes to fill. All three of these laptops will feature all the way up to the RTX 2080 Super graphics. Now, I'm assuming this is Max Q because it's allowing for the Electro Boost up to 115 watts that we can see here. I'm not too sure how that's going to apply to the Max 15, but I believe that chassis gets really close to thermal limitations around that 100 to 110 watt mark from my own personal testing with the 2070 Max P. Once it hit around that 115 watts, you were definitely thermal throttling, so it did require some tuning to pull some of that wattage back via MSI Voltage Curve Editor. Again, all things that I have revealed in my review. But moving forward on to the display, all three are featuring a 240 Hz IPS refresh rate. Now, what I'm excited about is not so much the refresh rate, but usually these panels, the 240 Hz ones, have just a little bit better sRGB and they're a little bit brighter, and those are the things that I'm most excited about. 240 Hz is nice, and if you can saturate that in a game such as, let's say, Overwatch, it could be a lot of fun, and your eyes can get used to it and embrace that versus 144 Hz. But by no means am I going to look you in the eye and say, oh yeah, 240 Hz is almost twice as good as 144, because the real world experience is just not that. But ideally it should just be a little bit better of a panel anyway, and on top of that it also has a faster refresh rate, so I'm sold there. Free dbrand skin, which is really kind of cool. But look at this, man. The Mech 15 G3 gets a 94 watt-hour battery now. All these laptops will feature two M.2 NVMe drives, so you will have plenty of options for storage. The Mech 15 also gets Thunderbolt 3 now. The Max 15 only used two mini display ports before, and now it is offering Thunderbolt 3. It will be taking away the mini display ports though on both of these and instead replacing it with Thunderbolt 3. So I know a few people are going to ask about that, and then I do have confirmation on it. Of course, you can hook up your display via Thunderbolt 3, that I do have confirmation on, and that is supposed to work just fine. The Max 17, I would say, changes the least as far as the port selection, because it already had everything great that we wanted. It already had that bigger battery. But man, that Mech 15 G3 really does stand out. I like the panels that they're going with this, so they increase the standard on it. 2080 Super, I mean, we'll see. That's probably about as powerful as you're going to get in these thin and light laptops. The Max 15 is just a little bit over 3 or 3.5 pounds. It's super light, made of magnesium alloy. The Max 17 with a 17-inch laptop is right around that 4-pound mark. Again, magnesium alloy, very, very lightweight. The Mech 15 is all aluminum, so it's a bit more of a dense laptop. Of course, we're going to get some, looks like louder speakers, which I'm all in for. Bring it on. Anything to be able to hear the audio from the speakers without having to use headphones when gaming. After a while, the headphones, do bother my ears, so I do like to enjoy headphone-free gaming on a laptop, but it's not always feasible. Hopefully in this case it will be. These will be available late April. Pre-ordering does start next week. Now, there's a very good chance I'll get my hands on all three of these. I'm definitely going to get my hands on this one, so stay tuned. I should have these in my possession sometime within the next week or two, and I'll get to cracking on that. I am very, very familiar with this brand, very familiar with these Tongfang chassis, and I don't think you're gonna find too many people to better cover this than me. I went after Eluktronics several years ago, as I have bought 5 laptops from them out of my own pocket, and I like their customer service, and I like what they are trying to do, trying to offer. I have talked to the CEO many times, and just to see where his mindset is at on his products and where he wants to go as an enthusiast. I know where he wants to go in the future. Things are really good. This would be a brand to follow, because it's basically like if I had, a third-party company or something like this, or this would be very close to what I would want to deliver for the customer, and he's wanting to do things that I would want to see for you guys. Now, at this point, sure, we can hype it up all we want, but until we get a price in order to identify the value that we have here, and that is just not available right now. So when you click on pre-ordering starts next week, it literally just takes you back to this page. So one thing I don't have inside information on is what the exact prices are going to be on these based on how you spec that out. So again, this could all just go upside down if they're outrageous, but generally speaking, these laptops are priced pretty well per the competition. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. I'm excited to cover this stuff. It's going to be entertaining to see how this new i7 can hang with the 4800H. But other than that, the rest of this does look pretty promising, so I am excited. All right, folks, that's going to do it. More videos like this to come just across the internet in general, as NDA had lifted around 3 a.m. this morning, so expect to see a lot of videos from a lot of different YouTubers out there talking about the new stuff that is going to be released sometime this month. All right, that's going to do it. I'm Bob of All Trades. I'll see you in the next video.